Watch me on kick, dude. What are you doing? Whoosh, howdy. How the fudge is everybody, dude? Hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Papa. What's going on, brother? You doing all right, oh son? Where the hell everybody else go? Come on, I was trying to set some shit up. Everybody vanished. Doing all right, tired. Haven't done anything at all today. Shit, oh son. There's Winners Media. That's Winner's new kick account, by the way. It's going to be primarily based for 5M stuff. It's going to be dope. Mod me right now. Hang on. Shit. There you go, son. What's the other one? I also went ahead and gave you the OG sticker too. Since, I mean, you have been here. It's just the new account. Is there any other sticker I'm forgetting? Probably not. I don't think so. Bad. I don't know if y'all see it up here on the actual chat, but whenever you write ban, for some reason, it's got the little hammer just beating on it. Good boy. Hell yeah. All right. Good boy. Big dog, big nuts. It rained like a mother this morning. It was like a lullaby, knocked my ass out. Speaking of raining, dude, I completely missed it. I completely missed all the rain. Never made it. Never made it to the rain. Jerry got level 3 in the chat, boys. Wow. Dude, where's my shit at, dude?
Bundling.
Y'all remember that video we watched the other day that the dude made about the chicken rotten? The rotten chicken or whatever, and like dude was like selling toxic chicken and whatnots. Like that animator. I found another one of his videos that I feel like at least a good portion of people in here could relate to. I don't know how many people has actively I love the VOD thumbnail for that too. I don't know how many people in here has actively rented from people, watching on my laptop but commenting on my phone so I don't have to reach over to my laptop. Hell yeah. Anyway, I don't know how many people's in here is actively rented from people or not. But there is a video of his, and it's got a couple parts to it. If we have enough time today, we may watch both parts, but I also I don't want to like do too many of them back to back. So it may be like we'll watch one today, and then we'll watch one tomorrow, because that'll be cool. Wait, what's today? Oh, we'll watch one Monday, because that'll be cool. Let's see here real quick. So it's renting from a slumlord, part 1. So this is a 2-part series here, and that'll be cool. Cats are struggling to figure it out, dude. All right. Renting from a slumlord, part 1. Lock in.
So there were 4 of us, myself and my 3 friends, Ricky, Jesse, and Cameron. And we were all around 19. This was right after high school. And the 4 of us were looking for a house to rent. And we're trying to find a nice spot, right? Maybe a place up in the mountains, overlooking the city. Psych! Yeah, right. We really thought we were in Great Gatsby. And then our wallets reminded us we were about 7 price brackets lower. Yeah, that fast food paycheck was not hitting like it needed to for all of that. We were on Zillow, we had to click the filter button real quick and put price lowest to highest. Yeah, let's see what options they got for budget friendly. So we're looking from lowest prices first. I remember the results loaded and the options were not good. They had all the slumlord specials up there. You know, we'd see some house that looked like it was previously used for purposes other than habitation, and now they're trying to move it on to the next chapter. Yeah, they were in that kitchen cooking up, and I'm not talking about casserole. I mean, some of these places got closets for bedrooms like Harry.
Let me just say that I've lived in some bad fucking places. Okay, I've lived in some places that it's probably not, that probably should have been condemned. All right, like for example, there was this one place that I lived in once before where all the electrical on the right side of the house did not work. It only worked on the left side. Apparently, that's like an extreme hazard. That could be like a fire hazard or some shit. But yeah, the electrical on the right side of the house did not work. It worked on the left side, and that was it. So everybody kind of congregated on the left side of the house whenever they was doing stuff during the day or the night. And then when it was time to go to bed, everybody just went to the right side of the house. That sucked. I also lived in a house too, dude, where you could reach out and like put your finger on the drywall, and you could just push, and your fucking finger would go through it. I don't know if that shit was rotted. You know, I'm not a drywalls expert. I don't know if it was just incredibly cheap. I don't know if it had gotten like wet at some point and gotten weaker than fuck. But it was bad, dude. I woke up in that house too, feeling something touch me. I opened my eyes up and looked, and there was a big-ass crow sitting on my bed, and it just started flogging me, dude, and, like, trying to attack me. I went downstairs and told my mom and my dad about it, and my dad was like, what do you want me to do, dude? Give the motherfucker name, feed it. And I was like, that's incredibly helpful.
Potter's about to move in. I think I even saw Patrick's Rock on there. They tried to say it was a studio. So we're there scouring through the trenches of Zillow, trying to thread the needle between something decently cheap but decently nice. What can I say? We were on the lookout for that hidden gem. We were at the table with the laptops and notes out and everything. But eventually, we do come across this one place that looks promising. We see the photos, and it was more or less just a regular house, but the place looked decent and the price was good too. So we call the phone number, and the landlord company picks up. And I guess this company had a bunch of houses that they owned, so we give the lady the address of the one we're interested in and ask for a tour. And she said, yeah, of course, I'd be glad to give you guys a tour. Meet me at our office tomorrow afternoon, and we'll all go look at the house from there. So she gave us their office address, and the next day we all head over. Now, we all drove over separately, and I was still on my way over when Jesse texted our group chat, and he's like, guys, I just got here, and these people seem kind of suspect. And when I saw his text, I didn't think much of it. I'm thinking, you know, what does he expect? This isn't supposed to be Beverly Hills. But 5 minutes later, when I pulled up myself, things did not look good already before I even got out of the car. Because first of all, their complex, I actually almost missed the turn because I was like, no, there's no way their office is in there. Siri told me I arrived at my destination. I thought she was mistaken. I was like, Siri, stop playing around with my emotions right now. Because this landlord's office was in a certified struggle complex. There's no other way to say it. They had it wedged in between like a smoke shop and...
I feel like the reason why he had his like office in that area was because he was like strictly trying to save money. He's probably one of them like super penny pinching. Well, I mean the video is about slumlords, but he's probably one of them super penny pinching people that just like they don't want to spend anything. They don't want to spend $1. They don't want to fucking they don't want to fix anything properly. Probably one of them guys, honestly, if he like pulls up the floor in your house to like replace it with subflooring, it's fucking it's wall paneling. That's a damn shame, dude.
a pawn shop, and then every other space in the complex was vacant, and the whole plaza was falling apart. I mean, this whole building was on its last breath. It seemed to me like the landlord themselves could barely afford their own rent for their own office. And these are the people we're about to be entrusting our housing and shelter to? But anyways, so I pull up, I see Jesse outside already, Ricky and Cameron pull up shortly after, and we all head towards the office. So we get up there, we step through the door, and this thing, the whole office was actually the size of a closet. Maybe a medium-sized closet. You opened the front door, took 2 steps inside, and you were right there. That was the whole thing. That was it. But everybody's got to start somewhere, right? Look, if Jeff Bezos could start Amazon in a garage, maybe the next great landlord could start in a shoebox. Although in this case, I don't know about a start. This seemed more like the end. But anyways, there was a window where a couple people were paying their rent.
Oh!
A few chairs against the wall, and that was it. So we talked to the lady at the window, tell her we're here for a tour, and she tells us that the tour guide lady was still on her way, but she'll be here in a minute and to have a seat while we wait. So we're like, alright, no worries, although we did not have a seat because there were already 4 people inside, which meant the room was at maximum capacity. So we step outside of this pantry of an office and walk outside to wait, and we're outside just chilling in this little plaza. I remember it was like 110 degrees out that day. So we're trying to stay in the shade, just talking, when this car comes flying across the other end of the parking lot, and it screeches to a halt loud right outside the rental office. The window rolls down, and this dude on the inside, he just looks angry. And he leans out the window and gets straight to the point. He yells, he's like, "Hey, don't rent from these people, they're criminals." And then he sped off as fast as he pulled up. So this dude stopped his car specifically to yell at us that they were direct quote criminals and then left.
I've actually encountered people like that. Like I said, living in like some of the shittier areas that I lived in as a kid, I'd be like a teenager or something, and we'd be talking to some dude about renting a house or doing something, and some dude would whip up real fast and start talking about how that guy ripped him off. He was a slumlord, and then they'd get into it real bad, and then old dude drive off, and you know, we still ended up renting a house from him, and he indeed, in fact, was a slumlord.
Looking at each other like, what? It was like a magic genie appeared out of nowhere and then vanished. And at this point, we're like, bro, what even is this rental office? But we didn't even really have time to process that too much because right after he sped off, the tour guide lady shows up maybe 20 seconds later. So now she pulls up, she sees us standing around outside and asks us if we were the ones here for the house tour. And we told her yes, and she's like, all right, perfect. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late, but the house is just around the corner, so no need for us all to drive separately. You can all just hop in my car and I'll drive us there together. And we're like, all right, I guess that makes sense. And we all hop in her car and get going. So we're all packed into her car. And as we're driving over to the house, she's making small talk for the first couple minutes. And then at one point, she just very nonchalantly goes, yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time, before we get to the property, that the previous tenants, they never fully moved out. So just letting you guys know some of their belongings are still left behind, but just use your imagination and you'll be able to picture the place empty. So I'm thinking, all right, kind of a strange thing to say. Also seemed very intentional how she just kind of slipped that in there. And also, what does that even mean? The last people never fully moved out. What do you mean by that? But I'm thinking, what, a couch here, a chair there, they left some dishes in the cabinet. All right, no problem. So 5 minutes later, we pull up to the house. It didn't take long to get there. And from the first second we pulled up, I just had a bad feeling. Like nothing about the sequence of events that's gone down so far has given me any hope. But we all get out of her car. She's like, all right, here's the house. I'll get everything unlocked for us. And as I'm standing there looking at this house, I don't know what to.
Every time you move into a new place and you're renting from a slumlord, I have to say that this is incredibly accurate. The tall grass, the house looking kind of shitty on the outside, random like notices all over the door, and then the slumlord is sitting there just kind of looking at you smiling. And it's like, yeah, dude, I get it, dude. I know what kind of like person you are. I really need a place to go. And some people can't help but to move into like a slumlord facility. And it sucks. It does suck, but you know, hey, it is what it is, dude.
Focus on first because there was a lot going on. Right off the bat, one of the windows just boarded up, had plywood nailed over it. And then when we start walking up to the front, we're having to make our way through the thickest weeds you've ever seen. This front yard was so overgrown, you could barely get through the front walkway. There's weeds almost taller than me. What is this, Jumanji, just to get to the front door? But we finally get up there, and she starts fidgeting with the lock, trying to get it open. And while she's struggling,
you got to make a gif of your kick dude losing his shit so I can put it on my keyboard. What do you mean? Like getting like angry? Why? Make one of him where it's like his face blood red and there's like steam blowing out of his nose or blowing out of his ears and shit, dude. He's got like a baseball bat like smashing a computer tower all to pieces. That would be cool. That would be a cool emote, dude.
with the door, another thing I noticed was there were papers taped and stapled everywhere, all over this front door. And I was looking at them when I realized that a lot of them were actually eviction notices. It was eviction notices, random papers from the city, fines. They had a whole book plastered onto this door. And so I'm standing there out front looking around, and this was not the same house that they showed in the pictures online. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was the same physical property, but they must have hired Mr. Beast thumbnail editors to do some elite tier Photoshop work because, bro, I know there's no way we just got into your car and this is where you drove us to, talking about this could be your next home sweet home. You got piranha plants in the front yard. They made the front door look like one of those community announcement boards. But there was a welcome mat out front though, so I guess it all cancels out. I appreciate the warm welcome. But unfortunately, things would only go on to get worse. We were still on the nice part. Because she finally gets the door unlocked, opens it up, and this house was the most trashed house I have ever seen. I mean, this was the type of house that should only exist on TLC shows. You would actually have to try really hard to get a house to be this trashed. And by now I've put two and two together that the last people were evicted and they did exactly that. They trashed the house as hard as they could before they were kicked out. Hey, they did a great job. I give them an A+, maybe even extra credit. And the strangest thing I noticed was that amidst all of this random clutter, there was rice everywhere. Yes, rice. There were miscellaneous grains of rice literally everywhere. The counters, the floors, the windowsills, piles here, piles there. I mean,
what the fuck, dude? I don't understand why there's rice everywhere. I don't know if this is like one of them things where somebody was like homeless just in that bitch and that's all they could afford was just big ass bags of rice and they was just in that bitch eating them, or if it's like an animal scattered it, or maybe like rodents scattered it, or fucking maybe it has rodents and the previous tenants deliberately poured rice all over the ground to make sure that the rodents ate so they could fucking keep the house trashed. I don't know, dude. Rice to get water out of, son. Oh, duh. It's to pull moisture, dude. Jeez, I bet the house got black mold.
the last people had definitely just opened up multiple bags of rice and shook them around like it was champagne. Our steps were very crunchy the whole time walking around this place, but it was probably all a farewell gift to these landlords who had just evicted them. But anyways, we walk in, they had thrown pretty much all of the furniture, trash, miscellaneous items from the entire house in one giant pile in the center of the room. I actually don't think my drawings even did it justice because the pile was close to touching the ceiling, of course with rice all over it. And I could go on and on about just this first room. I mean, there was a broken table in the corner that looked like they were doing WWE. Where the living room turned into the kitchen, there was a whole strip of tile that was just missing, just ripped up, gone. So yeah, when she had said, oh, the last people never completely moved out, it turns out that was just a euphemism for the last people actually got evicted, trashed the place before they left, and we just left it here during the tour to give you all a warm and inviting first impression. And this is just the first 10 seconds. We're only 4 steps deep in this place. So Ricky and Jesse went down one way, and Cameron and myself start walking down the other hallway back towards the master bedroom. So we're walking down the hallway, and there actually was less and less rice the further back we went. I don't know if they ran out halfway through or what. But we get back to the master, and the room itself is completely empty, but there are these giant black stains everywhere. There was a huge one on the ground right in front of us, covering probably 80% of the carpet. There were stains all over the walls. They somehow got it up on the ceiling, just of this black brownish liquid that had just dripped and sprayed.
I would be like, you know, cause first off, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, and you're like 4 dudes or whatever, it's you and 3 of your buddies. You're working in fast food, so you already don't have a lot of money as it is, dude. And you kind of, like he said, you kind of just find whatever you can. So beggars can't be choosers. But one thing that I would make sure of is once I talked to the other guys and we was all in agreement that like, yeah, we're going to take it, I would instantly ask the landlord, I'd be like, look, hey, y'all going to clean this one before we move in, right? Because if I'm the one that's going to be cleaning it, bro, you finna take the whole deposit off, bro. Like I'm that or the first month's rent, dude. You about to make it to where like all I got to pay is like a down payment and then no first month's rent because you're letting me clean this. You're going to have me clean this shit up, dude. Because this is not the mess that I made. I didn't make this mess.
Spread everywhere and now dried up and hardened. And the smell, the air was actually thick. That room smelled both musty and burnt at the same time. Cameron and I were trying to figure out, like, what even is this? Is this even safe to be breathing in? And we figured out, we thought it was old car oil that had just kind of been flung around everywhere. So we walk around the corner to the bathroom, and I couldn't even tell you what was dumped all over that sink. Something nasty left behind all types of purple and brown and red chunks and stains. I don't know what type of mystery substance. The shower completely covered in more oil. At this point, I'm trying to remember if one of those papers on the front door said biohazard because I'm starting to breathe heavily. The air is getting kind of thick by now from all the oil in the air. I can't believe it. I'm at a house tour having to do manual breathing. The vapors got my eyes stinging. So we leave that room. We go to check out the bedroom across the hall. I reach my hand out to open it. There wasn't even a handle on the door or a latch in the door frame. I just tapped it open with one finger. I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm not even gonna bother. Let me go see what's on the other side of this catastrophe. So we walk back down the hall.
I do gotta say though, dude, I mean, goddamn, the house is pretty big. Even though it's in bad condition, like from the way he's got it like drawn, because I'm sure he's basically drawing it off memory. Like looking at the house or whatever, it's a good size, dude, especially for 4 dudes that's just going to be like roommating together and working in fast food, dude. That's not a bad deal, man, as long as like the landlord's the shit clean it up. He should be good.
Where the rice starts piling up again, and we run into Ricky on our way to the front. He goes, yeah, I noticed they don't have a dryer out back, only a washer. I was like, bruh, is that even a top 100 issue on the list right now? Jesse from around the corner was like, nah, you guys gotta look inside the fridge. And the fridge hadn't even crossed my mind yet. I definitely had to see that. I was like, no, you guys gotta look inside the master bedroom. That is absolutely a can't miss room. So I make my way to the kitchen. I'm trying not to slip on rice. And at this point, it's just curiosity with what we're gonna find next with this house. So we get into the kitchen. The sink, they had a Jenga stack of dirty dishes. There's half-finished lunch over here, half-finished dinner over there. And then I walk over to the fridge, open it up, and on the inside, the whole thing was red. Hey, I'm hoping it was juice. I mean, it was definitely juice, but this house did make me think twice. It looked like somebody detonated a bottle of Hawaiian Punch in there. The whole thing smelled disgusting. There were a few other random miscellaneous food items and Tupperware left over in there rotting. And on the bottom shelf was a huge crystallized slab of whatever red liquid had just dripped down and now hardened into a giant solid mass at the bottom of this fridge. So right about now, I'm remembering on the drive over here when she had said, "Oh yeah, just use your imagination to picture how it would be." Bro, you better get the whole Disney Imagineering team over here because, my bad, I'm having a hard time forming a clear mental picture. And the craziest part about it was the tour lady was acting like this was normal. She was just going about business as usual. She's talking about, "Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed the spacious hallway bathroom. I think that's a good fit for you guys since there's 4 of you." I'm like, what, is this just another Tuesday afternoon for you? Hey, we should have listened to Carman all the way back in the beginning. And after going through this musty, crusty tour, I could only imagine the things that he had to deal with. I mean, this rental company, they didn't even try. What did they think? They were going to bring someone through and the reaction was going to be, "Yeah, give me a pen to sign the lease right now." Yeah, so much for a hidden gem. Yeah, that was a hidden gem that needs to stay hidden. And I could continue to go on about this crime scene of a house, but we'd be here for 30 minutes, and I gotta move on to the other additional tragic situations that we would go on to find ourselves in. Because that house was far from the last of our troubles, so I will see all of you over in part 2 to continue the story.
Dude, that sounds goddamn awful, oh son. W Saga, the youngin'. I love that guy's fucking videos. All right, what's next? Oh. How would they know this?
Picture this.
How in God's name would they know what this is like? What getting killed by a headshot feels like. How the hell do they know what that is?
Picture this. You're a cop, not a TV cop who solves murders. A regular cop. You've been on the force for 3 years. You spend most of your shift writing speeding tickets and telling teenagers to stop vaping in the Walmart parking lot. Look out! It's 2 a.m. routine traffic stop. Guy was doing 20 over. You've done this maybe 500 times. You're bored. You're thinking about what you're gonna eat when your shift ends in 4 hours. You tap on the window. Guy opens it.
Fucking winners.
Mid-30s, sweating, hands shaking on the wheel. You ask for his license. He's fumbling in the glove box. Won't look at you. Keeps glancing at the passenger seat. There's a bag there, unzipped. Something feels off. You're not panicking, just being cautious. Hand near your holster. Then his hand moves toward his waistband. You react, but he's faster. Oh, hey there. Before we talk about what just happened to your frontal lobe, let's play a game. I'm gonna say something about headshots, and you tell me if it's true or false. Ready? Round 1. When you get shot in the head, you fly backward like you got hit by a car. True or false?
Is that true or false? False? I wouldn't see why that would be true. I don't feel like that's true at all. Drop like a sack of taters. I agree.
False. Bullets weigh less than a quarter. Physics doesn't work that way. Round 2. Headshot means instant death every time. True or false?
This one's false. Headshots don't necessarily mean instant death every single time. I mean, there's a lot of people that's been shot in the head. Like, even in the fucking video of the people living underground, we witnessed a man that got shot in the head with a gun and lived. Yeah, he was deformed as hell, but he lived. I know y'all remember that.
It depends. Hit the brainstem? Yes. Hit literally anywhere else? You might stay conscious for a few seconds. Round 3. Blood sprays everywhere like a broken fire hydrant. True or false?
True or false? I feel like that's false. I feel like it doesn't spray everywhere. I feel like it just kind of like pools out. I feel like there's no reason for it to spray like a fire hydrant. I feel like that's false as shit.
True. Your head's under serious blood pressure. Puncture it? Yeah, it sprays. All right. Now let's talk about what actually happens when 115 grains of copper-jacketed lead meets your skull at 1,200 feet per second. We're dealing with a 9mm Parabellum, most common handgun round in the US. Weighs about 7.5 grams. Travels at 1,200 feet per second. That's 820 miles per hour. Faster than sound. Which means you don't hear the gunshot before the bullet hits you. The bullet arrives first. Sound catches up later. When it hits your skull, about 6.5 millimeters thick, the bone fractures in a spiderweb pattern. Chunks of your own skull become shrapnel, traveling with the bullet into your brain. Here's the key thing. When a bullet moves through tissue, it doesn't just make a bullet-sized hole. It creates a temporary cavity. The tissue stretches outward, sometimes 10 times the diameter of the bullet, then snaps back. Your brain is 73% water with the consistency of firm jello. That supersonic projectile rips through neurons, blood vessels, everything. And where it hits matters. Hit the brainstem, instant off switch. Breathing, heart rate, consciousness, all controlled here. Bullet goes through that, you're done immediately. In your case, traffic stop scenario, the bullet enters above your left eye, travels through your frontal lobe, exits the back of your skull. Misses the brainstem by about 2 inches, which means you don't die instantly. You get the extended preview. Even areas the bullet didn't directly hit get scrambled by the pressure wave. Blood vessels rupture everywhere. Your brain starts swelling, but your skull's a fixed container. Nowhere for the swelling to go. So your brain crushes itself. It's a cascade failure. Initial damage causes swelling, which causes more damage, which causes more swelling. And all of this happens faster than you can blink. Okay, let's walk through what happens, second by second, from gunshot to death.
I gotta say, that sounds goddamn awful. Oh my God, dude, imagine that brain swelling and there's nowhere to go, dude. Ugh. Fuck.
Millisecond 0. Bullet hits you above your left eye. You haven't reacted yet. You're still mid-draw, hand on your gun. Entry wound, 9 millimeters. Clean. Exit wound, size of a golf ball. Takes chunks of skull and brain with it. 1 to 100 milliseconds. Your legs stop working. Motor cortex is offline. You collapse. Not dramatically, you just stop being able to stand. You hit the ground. Blood's pouring out of both holes in your head. Your heart's still beating, pumping blood out at 70 beats per minute. 1 to 5 seconds. Here's where it gets disturbing. You're still conscious. Sort of. Your eyes are open but not seeing. Vision's fragmented. Colors bleeding together. Shapes that don't make sense. Sounds are muffled, distorted. You're trying to move, trying to reach for your radio, but your arms don't respond. The connection between intention and action is severed. Your breathing's irregular, gasping, pausing, gasping again. This is agonal respiration. Your brainstem's death throes. It's not real breathing. The driver runs, gets in his car, drives away. You're alone on the highway, patrol car lights still flashing. 5 to 15 seconds. Your brain activity is crashing. Neurons are dying in waves, thousands per second. Your limbs are twitching, not because you're trying to move. Motor neurons are firing randomly as they die. Your body's having a tantrum. You've lost about a liter of blood. It's pooling under your head, spreading across the asphalt. 15 to 25 seconds. Your heart's struggling, hasn't gotten enough oxygen, rhythm's getting weird, skipping beats. You take one more gasping breath, then nothing. Heart stops, all movement stops. Dashcam recorded
Yeah, damn, this video's in detail, son.
everything. Dispatchers calling your unit number. No response. Total time from gunshot to death, 23 seconds. So what does this actually feel like from your perspective? You're asking routine questions. Then you see his hand move. Adrenaline spikes, that oh shit moment. Then there's a flash, just light. And then everything goes wrong. Vision fragments. Sounds become muffled, distorted. You try to move, but your body doesn't respond. It's not paralysis. The connection is just gone. You're falling. You hit the ground. You're staring up at the sky, but you're not really seeing. You try to understand what happened, but thoughts won't form. It's like trying to remember a dream while waking up. You know something was there, but you can't grasp it. People who survive headshots describe this part as overwhelming confusion. Not pain, not fear, just confusion. And then you fade. Not like falling asleep. You just stop experiencing. No transition, no moment where you think, this is it. You're there, then you're not. Most deaths have a quality. Drowning feels like drowning. Heart attack feels like chest pain. A headshot feels like confusion, like a computer error. No poetry, no profound thoughts, no life flashing before your eyes, just...
Wouldn't it be terrible if when you got shot in the head, you just heard like the Windows XP like crash noise just go boom, and like everything just went black? Wouldn't that fucking suck, dude?
malfunction, then nothing. Quick comparison, because not all headshots are equal. 9mm handgun, what we've been discussing. Survival rate if it misses the brainstem and you get immediate medical care, about 15 to 20%. Not great, but not zero. 45 ACP, slower but heavier. Creates bigger wound cavity, survival rate about 10%. 5.56 rifle round, AR-15, 3 times faster than 9mm. High velocity rounds don't just make cavities, they liquefy tissue. Survival rate under 2%. And those 2% aren't walking and talking. Shotgun.
What do you mean screen? What did I do? Did I not turn it back? God damn it. Hold on a minute. All right.
Function, then nothing. Quick comparison, because not all headshots are equal. 9mm handgun, what we've been discussing. Survival rate if it misses the brainstem and you get immediate medical care, about 15 to 20%. Not great, but not zero. 45 ACP, slower but heavier. Creates bigger wound cavity, survival rate about 10%. 5.56 rifle round, AR-15, 3 times faster than 9mm. High velocity rounds don't just make cavities, they liquefy tissue. Survival rate under 2%. And those 2% aren't walking and talking. Shotgun at close range, 9 bullets hitting you simultaneously. Survival rate 0. So if you're asking which caliber headshot you'd probably survive, if you have an guardian angel on your side, I would go with the smallest, slowest one. Your odds go from definitely dead to probably dead. Reality check. About 50 to 60 police officers are shot and killed each year in the US. Most during traffic stops.
I wonder what it feels like whenever a shotgun goes off in your face. Because he was talking about, like, you know, there's these stages that you go through after you've been shot with a 9mm. But if it's like a shotgun blast, point blank range, that's probably just like instant blackness. But I wonder if there's any like thought process after the blackness. Like, I don't know. I can't really fathom the thought of like just complete non-existence. Like, I feel like your consciousness is still there somewhere. I feel like you'd be like really confused. Like, why the fuck did everything just go black? What happened? And the whole time, like, you know, you're laying on the ground, you're gone. You know what I mean? That sucks, dude.
Or domestic calls. Police conduct 50,000 traffic stops per day. That's 18 million per year. About 30 to 40 result in an officer being shot. Your odds of getting shot during any individual stop? 1 in 450,000. Sounds safe. Until you remember career cops do thousands of stops. The odds compound. And there's no way to tell which stop is deadly. The guy who shoots you looks exactly like the 50 people you pulled over earlier that week. Nervous? Everyone's nervous. Fidgeting? Everyone fidgets. You're trying to make split-second threat assessments based on incomplete information. And sometimes you guess wrong. You went to work, followed protocol, did everything right, and you still died because someone made a bad decision in half a second. There's no lesson. No, if you'd just done X differently. You were cautious. You kept your distance. You tried to de-escalate. And you still got shot over a traffic stop. So there you have it. Getting killed by a headshot. Fast, confusing, and more common than you'd think. Good news? You don't suffer. Bad news? No goodbye. No last words. No closure. Just confusion. Then nothing. So appreciate the boring shifts. The routine stops where nothing happens. The nights you clock out and go home and fall asleep on the couch because
It's got to be fucking scary to be a cop because, like he just stated, you never know exactly who it is that you're going to walk up on. You can walk up on a small woman, a teenager, an old man. You know, anybody. Like, you could walk up to a 75-year-old old man's like car window, sitting there talking to him. He just looks like your grandpa. Everything's fine, and next thing you know, dude, you see a flash, black. What happened? Why? It's probably because this gentleman either had something in the vehicle or he made a series of bad decisions that came to a point to where when you interacted with him, he knew that you would take his life away, so he would rather take yours. Even though he's 75 and he's not gonna make it very long, he would still rather take your life than give up the last remaining 5-10 years he might have. Clips are ready to be uploads. Hell yeah.
the alternative is becoming a case number over a speeding ticket. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Stay alert, keep your distance, and hope you didn't pull over the wrong guy. Oh, and if anyone asks how it feels like, just tell them it's like Windows updating at 99%.
Dude, that video was pretty cool, dude. Shout out to Mr. Death W fucking video. I like that a lot. Oh, Mike, hose out. You bring your hose out. Oh, son. Pawpaw stands on his shit. Yeah, dude. They is? I don't know. He's got like a lot of videos, dude. Like the dude's actually kind of cool, man. He's got one video called "What Getting Killed by Fentanyl Feels Like." That's got to be awful. What getting burned alive feels like. What getting decapitated feels like. What drowning actually feels like. Dude, this dude goes in depth, dude. What dying from an alcohol overdose feels like. Squanchy, I love you. Marcus, I love you. Mike, why you look so pretty today? I don't know. I woke up feeling rough as hell. I've had alcohol poisoning once and it wasn't pleasant. God damn, dude, how the hell do you get alcohol poisoning? How much did you drink to get alcohol poisoning? First off, that's something that like I kind of need to know. Cause I go to like these like certain events and like parties and stuff, and people expect me to get wild, oh son. What did you feel like when you had alcohol poisoning? Did you just feel like he just needs to know so he can do one can less? Hell yeah, dude. I gotta figure that out. I need everybody in here that's watching me right now to go look at my about section on Kick and tell me what it is that you think about how the new panels are set up. I do plan to add logos next to all the words, but I like the new font. Let's put it like that. But like the rest of them are going to look like Instagram and YouTube, but I'm going to bring the YouTube logo over more to the left and set it up more like the Instagram one, but they'll all look that way. I want to know what y'all think about them, please. if you do not mind, to all the 10 people that are in here currently watching me right now. I'm about to do a YouTube channel called The Michael Hargrove Just Chatting. And it's literally just where I'm sitting here like I am right now, just talking to y'all. And we just take these clips and just upload them. I threw up in Walmart. Buddy got me home, puked everywhere, woke up in the shower the next morning. I guess I could have just been plastered. I just feel like I was dying. Jesus. Good boy. So I'm taking my pills and I'm paying my bills, but I can say I'm doing fine. We got 9 followers to go, by the way, until we hit 100. We are up to 91. We broke 90 followers last night. Wow! Johnny boy with the claps. Next time we do a RP server, that's what it's going to sound like in your sale shot. I'm playing. All right, I'm going AFK. Y'all give me just a second. I got pissed. When I come back, I want to know what everybody thought about those panels. Come on now. Fuck. It's not like I'm asking for something crazy. I'm just asking for somebody to look and give me some feedback. Nobody said shit about the panels. I guess I'll go fuck myself in the biggest way possible. I know you love them. What panels? I'm confused. So click on my about section on my page here where you're watching me and scroll down. And look at all of them and see what they look like. Y'all like the way they're laid out now? I mean, they'll have logos. Like kind of how the Instagram looks is how the rest of them will look. I was trying to do them quickly. That's why I messed up the YouTube one. But they'll look the way the Instagram one looks after I'm done with all of them. I love them. Thank you, Big John. Thank you, Alan. I think they look good, dude. They're going to look better, though. I'm going to get them fixed tonight. After I edit some YouTube videos, I'm going to get them all fixed up tonight. They'll be looking fancy. Oh, son. And basically what it does is it just makes things like a little bit easier, you know, because you can click on the actual panels. Like you just click the picture and it takes you there. Like click the photo to continue, which I need to add that into the Instagram. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll be in RP tonight. Fuck yeah. Yeah, so now like obviously it's got it on there to where it says like click the photo to continue. That way people can understand. I'm just supposed to hit the photo. Don't play with me or I'll go to your house. You better be in RP tonight. You don't know where I live, bitch. All right, so let me go back and look at these messages real quick. Clips are ready to be uploaded. So does that mean that the actual clip channel itself is being made? Or are they just going up on, like, the VODs channel? I need clarification, otherwise I won't be able to sleep at night. What? You talking to me? What did you just say? I said, Marcus said that the clips are ready to be uploads. So I asked does that mean that the clips channel itself, where it's like just a shorts channel, does that mean it's being made? Or does that mean like the shorts are just going up on the VODs channel? Sorry, no, I don't know how, but yes. I'm so goddamn confused. Got Mac yelling what at me. I'm gonna need help with the clips. Okay, that's fine. So we could probably just easily set up a clips channel, if I'm being honest with you. It should be like fairly easy to do so. I'm currently trying to figure out why my kick subs are coming out of my wife's account. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. That's not good. You talking about like the subscription itself, or like the actual subs that you've been sending me? Ass whooping inbound. I don't know if it tells me. Hang on a minute. It might tell me. If I go look, it might tell me where. Yeah, hold on. So it says you donated 5 gifts through Stripe. Is it the apples? The Apple ones? Is her Apple card linked to your like your phone as like the default card? Because I know that you can have multiple cards in there, and then like one of them will be like linked as like a default card that it comes out of automatically. So like for example, my wife has my card and her card put into her Apple account. And if my card's selected as the default and she buys something with what she thinks is her card, it'll come out of my account. Well, not anymore. We share an account now, but previously, that's how it was. How many did I gift off Apple? Hold on a second, I'll tell you. How recent was it? Okay, because all these right here, April 10th. No, it's not April 10th. Hold on a minute. April 8th at 9:28 p.m. No, that's not it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, April 8th at 6:23 p.m. You sent one gift. But after that, any of the other ones that any of the other gifts that you sent has been from Stripe. So they've been like from the computer. One come out today? Is it the subscribe? Because April 14th at 8:27 p.m. it says that you subscribe to the channel again. Jank. Oh. That's terrible. Might have originally subbed off my phone. I can check, actually. Let's see where you originally subbed from. It says it came through Stripe. It's $10. I ain't worried about it. Does it say specifically that it went to Kick? Because I didn't get anything today. Once I get off of the once I get off live, I'll show you. We'll go to the history here and I'll show you. Plus, if I would have got some today, I would have said something about it, thinking that it was done deliberately. You know what I mean? No, Bubby, it ain't like that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though. Today's stream is not gonna be a long one. I do plan on playing like RP, but I probably will not stream RP. Today's stream will not be a long stream, considering the fact that it is Saturday, and I don't stream on Sundays. Tonight's stream will not be a long stream. I don't know anything about it. One of the reasons why tonight's stream will not be a long stream is because, for one, I do have to like edit some YouTube videos. I do have to like schedule some YouTube videos, and not only that, I also want to get those panels fixed, and I want to get a few things fixed and like put together. Plus, I'd like to help y'all with the clips channel to make sure that's set up for y'all and like good to go, ready to go, because come next week, dude, like, I mean, if we have like the clips channel, if I have access to the clips channel, I'll also upload clips, because that will ultimately pull more people to the stream and have more people like active on said stream. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what I'm gonna do tonight. Like I said, I will play RP with y'all tonight for a while, but I'm not gonna stream RP tonight. I'm not going to stream. I'm probably actually about to end the stream here in just a minute, because I do have quite a bit to do before tomorrow, because God knows if I do anything on this computer tomorrow, my old lady will absolutely break my arms and legs, because, again, like I've stated on multiple occasions, she told me she'd give me 6 days as long as I'd give her 1. You can't ask for more than that, because if it was up to me, I'd just stream for 7 days every fucking week, because that's just how I am. But she knows that there has to be some sort of soft cap on me, because if there's not a soft cap on me, it'll go sideways. And I'll go way overboard, dude. I would let me just say this: if I was completely cut loose to do what I needed to do as far as like content and stuff like that goes, without having to worry about like waking up early in the morning, without having to worry about like, it sounds terrible, but without having to worry about any sort of like responsibility. If I was cut loose to just go, I would go overboard, and I would be much, much further than what I currently am. But there is a soft chain on me because I will completely forget that I have a human life and I will become nothing but digital content. I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at like falling into things and just going goddamn bananas overboard, dude, and just ruining my whole goddamn IRL. Which is not a good thing, but at the same time, I mean, it kind of is. When you're trying to get somewhere, it's just turning it off once it happens. Like once it happens, it's kind of difficult to like turn it off and to go back to a normal IRL, I guess you'd say, with like trying to implement the content creation. So the way she does it is there's a soft chain on me, a soft cap to keep me from like overflowing and overfilling. It keeps me grounded and makes me realize that there is an outside life other than what I'm like currently doing that I have to pay attention to as well. So I guess that's a good thing. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming in here and watching these YouTube videos with me, to make videos with me. For anybody who missed the stream, I apologize. It will be up tomorrow at 5:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 EST. Don't pawn anything that don't belong to you. Don't microwave metal. I love y'all. And I will see y'all come Monday, oh son. Ah!